And sweep picking is often presented as a, beginner-friendly way of shredding. And I don't really agree with that, but there is a little bit of truth to it in the sense that the actual picking part is less complicated. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm saying it's not as complicated to understand when comparing to a like a some kind of traditional alternate picking run. And that's because the sweep picking motion in itself is almost self-explanatory. We're going just in one direction, which means we're down picking all the strings, or we're going in the other direction and we're going to be up picking. That's not very hard to understand. So why is sweep picking still very hard to perform? And that's pretty much what we're going to be scratching our heads about. Because I think a lot of people can sort of grasp the basic sweep picking motion in a day or less. So all you need to do is basically lightly touch the strings with your left hand, so no notes ring out, like that. And then you can practice the consecutive down motion. Now it's important to note that you should not be picking every individual string as if it were a downstroke. Sorry about that. So not like that. That's a common issue, right? You don't want to take your pick high up in the air between each strike, because then you're just playing downstrokes. You're not sweeping. So you need to rest the pick on the adjacent string in order to practice this slowly. Okay, but once you understand that and you practice doing that in both directions, you're pretty much good to go as far as the sweeping motion goes. However, that's usually when problems arise, okay? Because now all of a sudden, we're tempted to start trying this on a real arpeggio. So instead of just doing, we would maybe play like, I don't know, a D major triad. It turns out that it's not as easy. So we start understanding that it's the connection between the hands that need to work. In other words, we're going to synchronize our hands. So instead of doing that, we're going to do... Basically, the sweep is going to have to happen exactly when I fret a note. And then, even worse, I got to go to the next string and make sure the previous note is not ringing out. So here, I think you can probably already start to imagine where issues arise. But the problem here is really not that your hands need to start working together, at least not from my experience. The problem is that the left hand work is insanely more difficult than the right hand work.